We've all been there, right? The expensive, massive headaches of organizing on-site visits just to get a preliminary feel for a project. I mean, the travel time, the endless coordination, getting out there in the mud literally just to figure out where a fence should go. Well, what if you could bypass all of that? What if you could do your initial logistics planning right from your desk with incredible accuracy? Today, we're exploring Nearmap 2026, and honestly, it is shaping up to be the ultimate desk-based remedy for construction planners, estimators, and project managers.
Welcome back, Focus Learners. If you're looking to totally eliminate guesswork and streamline your site planning, you are absolutely in the right place. Okay, let's dive into this explainer. We're going to unpack the absolute newest tools and features in the Nearmap 2026 full tutorials, specifically looking at how you can use this platform for unparalleled initial project understanding. We're talking rapid logistics planning before a single boot ever hits the dirt.
Here's our workflow for today's journey. 1. Base maps and views. 2. 2D logistics and markups. 3. Unlocking site elevation. 4. Oblique views and 3D. And finally, 5. Exporting and collaboration. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. Base maps and views, setting the scene. So, the workflow in Nearmap starts incredibly simply. You literally just type a specific address or an area right into the search bar. But what happens next is where the real power lies. Your entire toolset dynamically changes based on the specific map selection you make. You've got this incredibly robust menu of visual layers right at your fingertips. You can seamlessly toggle between vertical, panorama, oblique, roads, true ortho, and the brand new 3D environment. Now, a quick heads up on that new 3D view. Because it's pulling in a massive amount of environmental data, it does take a little bit of rendering time depending on your machine, but trust me, it is absolutely worth the wait, giving you incredible, full contextual views of your project area.
Now, here is a crucial best practice when you're navigating these liners. Always check the capture date. When you toggle from, say, a vertical base map over to a panorama base map, the capture dates are likely going to change. The data isn't universally synced to a single day across all formats. So you definitely must manually double-check the date dropdown and select the latest and greatest map for your specific view. It's totally essential for absolute accuracy.
Once you've got your map, you'll probably want to understand how the site has evolved over time. Nearmap gives you 2 distinct view switchers for this. First, you have the split view, which gives you this handy divider right down the middle, so you can literally slide back and forth between 2 different capture dates. Then, you have the mirror view. This gives you 2 separate instances simultaneously. As you pan and zoom on one side, the other side mirrors your exact movements. It is an incredibly powerful way to track construction progress over the years side by side.
Section 2. 2D logistics and markups, drawing the site.
All right, this is where things get really fun. We're moving from simply looking at a map to actually building out our real-world construction setups using the vertical base map. The procedural steps for outlining a job site are brilliantly simple. Step 1, create and name a layer, let's call it Fence 1. Step 2, start drawing using the polygon, line, or circle tools. Step 3, watch as Nearmap instantly feeds you crucial data like area and perimeter. It's so intuitive. You can easily color code different phases of the project, rotate your polygons by exact degrees just by typing a number in, and even drop the background opacity to really make your markups pop for the rest of the team. And this brilliantly illustrates how these simple drawing tools translate to major logistical problem solving. By selecting the circle tool, you can instantly test a crane's radius. You just draw the circle to match the crane's exact reach, plop it right on the map, and immediately see if it safely covers the necessary areas of your build, or if, you need to plan for a second crane. You figure this out in seconds, completely remotely. No way you could do that so easily in the past. Real quick, before we move on, we need to clarify a vital software distinction to prevent any headaches later. The polygon tool is fantastic, for sure, but it only provides area and perimeter data. The line tool, on the other hand, provides distance, bearing, and a dynamic elevation profile. And actually, that distinction sets up what I consider to be the single most powerful feature we're looking at today.
Section 3. Unlocking site elevation, the power of the line tool.
Look, if you are doing any kind of logistics planning, the line tool is your absolute secret weapon. Here's how you use it. Step 1, select the line tool. Step 2, draw a path directly across your site, maybe along where a temporary road is going to go. Step 3, look at the elevation profile that pops up. As you move your cursor along the line, a little dot tracks your movement, revealing the exact high and low points. You can watch the terrain literally drop down to 124 feet and slope back up to 127 feet in real time. It's like having X-ray vision for the ground.
Just think about what this means for your early planning. You're instantly understanding the site's topography. This is absolutely crucial for rapid cut and fill estimating. You're getting a highly accurate initial read on earthwork requirements without having to wait days or weeks for a surveyor to finally get out to the site.
Section 4, Oblique Views and 3D, taking markups higher. Now we're taking our 2D planning and pushing it right into the third dimension. But first, a quick workflow warning. Because of the different camera angles and updated datasets used to create these dimensional maps, your 2D markups, those lines and fences we just drew, they won't carry over. They'll temporarily turn off when you switch from vertical to oblique views. So just remember to keep your 2D plans and 3D plans conceptualized in their own respective layers. But honestly, what you lose in 2D lines, you more than make up for with the unique tools you unlock in the oblique view. Here, you aren't just drawing flat shapes. You can draw actual height and width. You can trace 3D lines around existing complex structures. And most impressively, you can measure exact floor-to-top elevations of real-world buildings directly on the map itself. 34. That is the exact height in feet from the floor to the top of a commercial building measured instantly during the source tutorial. It completely proves just how granular and specific the oblique elevation data gets. You can build actual 3D logistics plans around existing structures with absolute confidence.
Section 5. Exporting and team collaboration. Sharing the plan.
Now, all this amazing data isn't worth much if it just lives on your screen, right? So let's look at how we actually get it to the team. Now, what's really interesting about this setup is how Nearmap handles communication layers. You have comments and you have text. If you drop a comment saying, this crane doesn't work, that stays entirely internal. It's only visible to your project team members logged into Nearmap. However, if you use the text tool to write, "Do we need a crane here?" that text will visibly export onto the images and PDFs you send to your external subcontractors. It's a brilliant way to manage internal notes versus external instructions. You've also got a whole suite of rapid communication tools at your disposal. You can drop a marker that automatically logs detailed GPS coordinates. You can attach phase notes right to that marker, like phase 2 starts exactly here. You can even group your layers, standardize your fonts and colors, and create company-wide templates so every single logistics plan your team makes looks totally uniform. But the ultimate export feature isn't just a high-res picture. When you export from Nearmap, you are exporting geo-referenced files. This means the file actually contains rich, embedded spatial data, like NAD83 California zone data, for instance. This is an absolute necessity for your civil teams, your landscapers, and surveyors who rely on exact real-world coordinates. And because you're exporting geo-referenced data, Nearmap isn't just an isolated tool operating in a silo. It feeds the entire architecture, engineering, and construction ecosystem. The data you pull seamlessly integrates into industry heavyweights like Revit, AutoCAD, Procore, Civil 3D, and Bluebeam. It's basically the perfect starting point. To sum it all up, the core value of Nearmap 2026 comes down to speed and accuracy. It is a phenomenal tool for both your internal and external communication of early logistics. You're getting rapid, accurate site data, you're drafting complete logistics plans, estimating cut and fill, and sharing it directly with your exact software stack, literally all before anyone even steps foot on the dirt. So the crucial point is this: the technology to instantly understand your site, it's already here. The only question left is, how will you use Nearmap on your next project? Just think about the sheer amount of travel time you can save and the crystal clear clarity you can bring to your very next logistics meeting. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.